G'day, nerds. We're on the Blue Ridge Nerd Network. I'm Luke, and he's Dom.
This week's we have a couple news bits that's found interesting this week.
Oh, yes.
We have a Spider-Man trailer breakdown.
Far From Home.
We also have a unboxing video.
We do.
An unboxing, not an unboxing video.
Well, an unboxing.
And our weekly NFL picks. So let's go ahead and jump on into some news.
We'll start it off. You got something good here for DC,
yes,
I think.
And some DC news this week. Birds of Prey has officially begun production. DC's all-female team-up features Margaret Robbie's reprisal of Harley Quinn. We are seeing Marie Elizabeth Winstead playing the Huntress. Journey Smollett Bell playing Black Canary. And Ella J. Basco to play Cassandra Cain, a.k.a. one of the Batgirls throughout his multiple of the Bat family. The Asian version, I believe that's pretty much what I understood from looking more into her character.
Gotcha.
And we see old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ewan McGregor.
Return to movies in a villain role as Black Mask, longtime Batman villain. So we're really looking forward to that. Love to see Ian McGregor in a villain role.
Oh, yeah.
Like to see how he presents himself in that movie.
I think you'll nail it.
I like Harley Quinn. Margaret Robbie, she was one of the better things about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Harley Quinn was probably the best thing about Suicide Squad.
Yes. And really interested to see her returning.
Glad she wasn't recast.
Oh, yes. There's been so many recastings.
I mean, we're getting rid of Batfleck.
Allegedly.
They're never going to let Jared Leto make his movie.
No, Jared Leto is officially out.
So,
but Birds of Prey, set for a February 7th, 2020 release.
Heck yeah.
So we got some time for that. Like I said, they are just now beginning production. So more news to come on that.
All right. Speaking of something with more news to come on, Space Force.
Okay, what is this? What kind of Space Force is this?
So this is a TV show that has been announced for Netflix, and it is about Space Force, the sixth branch of the military, and whatever they do in space. If you watch the little teaser trailer they put up, it literally says, "and whatever they do in space," because
what are they going to do?
What is Space Force? They don't know. It's Steve Carell and Greg Daniels, who is the creator of The Office, American Office, I assume. Steve Carell is co-creator, executive producer, and star in the series. He'll be making about $1 million an episode, which is what the cast members of Friends...
Making?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought he was given $1 million an episode to make.
No, that's his salary.
Okay, wow. Good job for him.
Right?
So that's probably going to be 13 episodes. That's 13 mil for him. There you go, Steve.
But I expect it's going to be worth it.
Oh, yes.
Netflix apparently jumped on this. Carell was interested in making it, and Netflix, when they heard about it, stepped up and approached Carell, and the show was not pitched to any other networks.
I mean, that's what Netflix is all about, the originals and stuff.
Yeah.
It took Stranger Things, I think, 6 or 7 different times when they were
before
pitched.
somebody. Yeah.
Netflix is the one that picked them up, and it paid off for them.
Big time.
I'm so happy to hear Steve Carell returning to
a TV,
TV screen. Oh man, I hope he makes some references and little Easter eggs to The Office. I'm sure there will be.
Who knows? I mean, if the Orville's any gauge, I bet it'll be fantastic.
The Orville, I've heard such good things about the Orville.
The Orville, I've watched a few episodes recently, not to get sidetracked, but I've watched a few episodes recently, and the Orville is actually really entertaining.
It's basically a parody of Star Trek, correct?
It's a parody, but honestly, they also, like, there was this episode, the episode that I watched, there was a marriage dispute in the middle of the episode as part of the plot point, but it addressed some, like, actual issues.
In the real world?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
so it's kind of like the after school special.
Yeah, kind of. But then you had Seth MacFarlane in there throwing jokes around. It was actually kind of fun.
I have to give it a watch.
I recommend it. What else you got on the news, Doc?
And some Marvel news.
Ooh.
According to We've Got This Covered, Marvel Studios is currently workshopping a Young Avengers movie. Checking with IMDb casting, the list shows a large number of young talent heading into Avengers Endgame, with no actual credits of their characters they are playing. There's a lot of speculation of heroes coming of age in the time, because there's a lot, because you don't know the actual timeline of Avengers Endgame when it takes place. There's a lot of rumors that they use CGI in the trailer that was released to hide aging or change people's hairstyles and stuff, so that it has the effect of being not knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Not really sure when it's taking place. So you either wonder if, and plus the possibility of time travel. You don't know if maybe they went back and time traveled and altered timelines.
That's a lot of theory right now with why Red Skull came back too.
There's a lot of time travel rumors, so someone going back and changing timelines and causing events to happen. Maybe a way to introduce mutants, but I feel that's a pretty far stretch, maybe.
Could be.
But timeline factors, butterfly effect, I feel like it's a possibility.
Don't watch those movies though. Watch this movie, not those movies.
And I feel like it's very interesting, because I wonder who they would pick to be in Young Avengers, because there is such a plethora of young talent that they've had in Avengers. They've had Hulkling, which I don't know if they've used Hulkling, because I know Universal Studios owns the rights to the Hulk. That's why Hulk's always in group movies and not solo movies. Iron Lad, which there's been some speculation of that. Vision and Scarlet Witch son. Interesting. Very interesting characters in there. So I'm really interested in who they would choose to put into a Young Avengers movie. But that's definitely some information we want to keep our eyes on, because a lot of mystery going into Phase 4 of Marvel. So much mystery, and I love it. I love that they haven't fully announced movies yet, like a 6-movie lineup yet, because I just love the speculation.
And even then, even the ones they have announced, like, you can't speculate too much on them.
Oh yes, because we'll talk about
if they're altering the trailers to hide people's age, like,
I feel like that's a real possibility. Because
I wouldn't put it past them, because if they wanted to get one over on us, it's not they'd have to.
If you watch our Avengers Endgame trailer review, we mentioned about this. Her hair color, Black Widow's hair color. There's a Reddit theory that her hair is being CGI'd to look the same from Infinity War.
Well, this would be the first time her hair has not changed between a movie.
Yes.
The first time ever.
Yes. So, I mean, I feel like that, I don't know, it sticks out to me.
It does. I mean, I believe it.
So, but changing into some other news, mostly gaming, actually. All right. No, go ahead and hit them one more time with some movie news.
Movie news? Okay, here we go. Ghostbusters 3 is apparently a thing.
I watched the trailer, the teaser.
Okay.
I was happy.
I say Ghostbusters 3 because, get this, Ghostbusters is going to come out with another movie, and it is a continuation of the 1984 Ghostbusters 2, and will ignore, this is what the source, the website said, so it might not ignore it, but it will ignore the 2016 Ghostbusters completely.
Which most of society should ignore that anyway.
I mean, it's not a terrible movie.
I know. I still haven't watched it. You keep pitching it to me.
I mean, it's enjoyable, but given the source material, you hate to see it do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the 90s Godzilla, the one that nobody you just don't talk about.
Yeah. We talked about that for a reboot movie.
There we go.
Reboots and movies.
So Jason Reitman, I think it's Reitman. He's the son of the original director.
Okay.
Is at the helm of this one.
Okay.
They're looking for a summer 2020 release, so it's going to shoot this year apparently.
Start production.
Mhm.
Okay.
Continuation off the 1984 Ghostbusters. That's the thing I've already said. Yes, you read that right. What the actual fuck? Seriously, why are we talking about this? How is this movie getting made? I'm so flabbergasted.
Because they were trying to redeem themselves.
But here's the great caveat. No word on the original cast returning.
I would assume.
But rumor has it, four teenage age roles are being cast for right now.
I can understand that because they know this is my idea on that. They know they messed up with the Ghostbusters in a way.
Yeah.
So they're going back to the source and they're doing a continuation. Well, how would you do continuation in the new era with the younger talent? You just have the older talent there with them.
Yeah.
Be the mentors. So, I mean, it makes sense because you want to appeal to the younger generation now. Because the people who love Ghostbusters is our age and above.
Yeah. And even then, I think it's more of a cult thing because most of the older people I know hate that movie.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Really? Everyone
My dad never cared for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Ghostbusters.
Who knows? I love it.
One of my big questions for Ghostbusters 3, how much practical effects will be there?
I don't know.
Because they did a good job in the original Ghostbusters with practical effects.
1 was great. 2 had a lot more CGI stuff with the statue and all the ooze and the
The
goo.
second Ghostbusters came out more towards the 90s. Go ahead and get some fact checking real quick.
Hey, you know that thing that we do in every one of our videos? Type and go to IMDb.
Because what IMDb for? Answers.
Ghostbusters was 84. Ghostbusters 2 was 89.
Okay.
I wanted to say.
So I understand that. You get more closer to the 90s. There was more CGI in the 90s because technology was coming along.
Yeah, it's finally there.
So I can see how they would use more CGI in the second one.
I think seeing Ernie Hudson kick some ass of new kids in the field, training them to be Ghostbusters would be real entertaining.
I'd love to see Bill Murray's reaction with some edgy young millennials.
Man. Oof. I wonder if Bill Murray will floss in this movie.
Let's not talk about that. Let's just not talk about that.
Talk about news instead.
Segue, we got some gaming news actually.
Ooh.
Quite a bit of gaming news actually. Bandai Namco, producers of the Dragon Ball series games, Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is a highly acclaimed game, actually has a tournament. World Finals actually around the corner.
I had no idea.
And the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games, the series, which is 1 and 2, their project is a open world RPG based in the Dragon Ball universe. Pretty excited about that.
Wow. I wonder. Wow. Possibilities there sound good.
So many possibilities. They are introduced kind of an open RPG world with Xenoverse series, but it's more of kind of like.
It's more like a town you run around.
You run around a town, you do go to things to access to start missions and stuff. So, but open world, create your own character. It's gonna be fun.
Customize your moves,
My hope is that they take the good things of Xenoverse and the good things of FighterZ and combine them.
Okay, so I played Xenoverse once and got my butt just handed to me multiple times. And I've never played FighterZ. So
FighterZ, I hope that they use the fighting system from FighterZ and use the free roam and maybe even graphics from Xenoverse. But both games graphics are pretty good. I do like the anime style graphics for FighterZ. So maybe they might have two different modes, but this was released from a tweet they sent out and was translated, showing a cool little logo. It says Dragon Ball Project Open RPG. Pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
And some EA news this week.
EA News. So I saw a headline today that put fear in me, and it said EA stops development on all Star Wars games. Because I had this little bit of news typed up, and I was going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And then I saw this headline, and I was like, oh, my world is over. If they've stopped every Star Wars game, I'm just going to quit. It's done.
I mean, we still get Lego Star Wars.
Right?
We never got the Star Wars Darth Maul game we all wanted.
Or the Bounty Hunter game that we all wanted. 1313. But the highlight here is EA is not stopping production on Jedi Fallen Order.
That's good news.
That's the good news.
I was happy to hear about that game.
But EA did stop development on an open world Star Wars title that
open world, you say?
Yeah, that Visceral Games had originally been working on, and then EA picked it up and sent it over to Vancouver, a studio in Vancouver.
Okay.
Can't remember which one right now, but sent it over to them, and then EA has canned it this week in search of a smaller project aimed for a 2020 release date instead of this game, which I assume would probably be 2021, 2022. At the 21 at the earliest, kind of, because I have a feeling they were not very far.
Yeah, and that that's another thing EA actually has a problem with. I feel like they released unfinished games.
Oh yeah, I mean they've all done it.
Yeah, I mean everyone's done it.
Bethesda.
Not to name drop anything. But I'm kind of glad to hear that.
Yeah, they actually do mention that they are fully committed to making more Star Wars games in coming years. But that means
cash cow. So why would
well, yeah, but that means if they're canning this to look for something faster, which is going to be in 2020. What?
2020. Well, even if they started now, they give them a whole year.
Yeah, I mean, Respawn, this is their first game. BioWare has put out The Old Republic and all that stuff. DICE came through with the Star Wars Battlefront games. This was the third originally announced, because there were 3 studios that they announced a partnership with. DICE, Visceral, and Respawn. BioWare already had all the contracts from the Old Republic and stuff.
Yes.
And this was the only game that we hadn't seen anything from yet, I guess. But I don't know. They don't mention who's going to be the studio.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll stay with the Vancouver or not.
Star Wars games, man.
Always changing.
You hate to love them, you love to hate them. That's pretty much how it is for Star Wars games.
Anymore? Really?
The last bit of news this week. Data miners of recent Switch updates and patches have shown hints of Super Nintendo games, the SNES Classics.
It's funny because we were just talking about buying
We
one of
were
those
just talking about getting one of those, so I guess we need to wait. But they have shown patches and code for some pretty good titles coming out for it. 2 of the headliners are Yoshi's Island Super Mario World 2 and Kirby Superstar. No releases have been announced yet, obviously, because these were hacking that they found in their Switch. So I'm sure there will be some news coming out on that official date. But,
now that it's leaked. Ooh.
Yeah, you always expect an official announcement after a leak. But I'm interested to see those games.
For sure. That'll save us from having to buy a whole new system.
Yeah, it would. Enough for the news this week. Let's jump on into our Spider-Man trailer breakdown.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
So, to avoid copyright, we are not going to stream this video, but we are going to live watch it with you because
maybe they won't sue us for that?
That's what we're kind of hoping for. And we're going to
we could just look this up, right? Like, there's probably rules.
There are rules, but
who reads?
I know, right? But we're going to do this live. Probably have volume up just a little bit.
Okay.
But do want to have cues.
Here we go.
Alright, live trailer kicking off. So we see Peter Parker and Aunt May getting along quite well. Happy Hogan.
Happy Hogan's back.
Looks like some kind of romance going on between Aunt May.
Some good banter there.
Always great soundtrack.
Aunt May knows that he's Spider-Man.
She's kind of embracing it.
Yeah.
Showing there with the charity, helping out.
Ooh, that was a building we want to talk about.
Yes. We'll talk about that in the end. She does not bring a suit. I don't blame
Chooses
her.
not to bring a suit. Still seems conflicted, but chooses not to.
You don't always want to be Spider-Man. You want to be a kid sometimes. Yeah, he's, 16 in the movie, I feel like?
Couldn't tell you.
16, 17. Finally get that MJ Peter Parker action.
A little bit of flirting there.
A little romance. And then, bam. Bye, Ned.
Down he goes.
Meet you.
Hello.
Hello, Samuel L.
What up, Nick?
Always have a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Just hijacked the trip. Huh? What?
What?
There is some shit going down in London.
Yeah, that was Tower Bridge.
That Sandman?
Sandman? That was a water boy.
Hydra Man.
That guy was a lava boy?
They bring back the Titans.
Ooh, nice suit.
Stealth suit.
Yeah. That black looked good.
That's awesome. It has to be Hydra Man. Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's so pretty.
Does that look like Chitauri armor?
It kind of does.
He's got the fishbowl head. That's all that matters.
That's it.
Comic accurate.
Comic accurate. I wonder how he's doing his little Mysterio.
Because he
ways.
has technology, but in the comics, I do believe. But there's also iterations of Mysterio that is pure magical. So,
I love that.
Good old Flash.
Alright.
So yeah, the first off, Kevin Feige confirmed just recently that Spider-Man: Far From Home does take place after the events of Avengers: Endgame, which there's a lot of speculation behind that.
Yeah. The timeline is a very dubious thing right now.
We still don't know about the timeline for Endgame. But this movie does take place in the year. Most Marvel movies, unless stated in the entry of the movie, take place in the year that they are made.
Fair enough.
Didn't know if that was common knowledge or not.
I didn't know that.
But you see in his passport that it does take place in 2019. So there's one thing we didn't see in the trailer. Tony Stark.
No Iron Man at all. You saw Happy?
Happy Hogan, he looked kind of rough in a way. He let the beard go, or he had some 5 o'clock shadow look like.
The check was signed by Pepper Potts,
Yes.
but no Tony.
A lot of speculation of him. You see Samuel L. Jackson kind of taking over the mentor role that Robert Downey Jr. had last time around. I like the flirting by Zendaya's MJ.
Yeah, that was good.
She's quick humored. I like that. She's gonna keep Tom on her toes. I'm really interested to see how their banter plays out.
Yeah.
We see Spider-Man with 3 different suits. See him obviously before he gets on the trip, the original Tony Stark suit. Then you see a black and red suit, which is called back to the Spectacular Spider-Man, and the, I wouldn't say famous, but infamous stealth suit.
Yeah, the solid black.
That stealth suit looks pretty cool. I feel like that's a call towards Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely had the lens kind of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A couple threats. You've seen a lot of work talking about elementals. We've seen an earth one, a fire one,
a water
one, and there's speculation that the lightning on the bridge, maybe even Electro, but I feel like just having Electro, a failed Electro, and maybe Spider-Man 2, it might be a little too soon for him.
I don't know. That'd be risky. Fun side note on the IMDb, Michael Keaton's in this one still.
My speculation, he's going to appear post-credit scene.
Probably.
My hopes for Spider-Man in the future, because this Spider-Man Far From Home officially starts Phase 4. Captain Marvel comes out for Avengers Endgame. You have Avengers Endgame, and that officially ends Phase 3. Far From Home starts Phase 4. And they've already said that Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther will probably be the faces of the future.
Okay.
So I'm kind of hoping that they set up. I hope he has more than a trilogy, and I hope they set up a Sinister Six movie. Because we talked about this a minute ago, the tower that he flips through, he's grabbing his phone. That is the Avengers Tower under work.
Yeah, it's been recently purchased by someone.
Because they were moving it out on Homecoming, moving day. That's when the Vulture's trying to hijack it. I had this idea back when I first seen Homecoming. I think Norman Osborn bought Avengers Tower.
I would not put, yes.
And that's how Oscorp comes into play.
Yeah. Makes total sense.
I really... You gotta see Norman Osborn. You gotta have Norman Osborn. We had a failed iteration of Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn, in the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We were talking about this before. William Dafoe as Green Goblin.
So good. Super crazy, but...
And then James Franco.
Yeah.
As Harry Osborn.
Not a bad shot.
No, he did really well. I'd like to see him. In some other upcoming works in the Marvel. We seen Jake Gyllenhaal in his comic accurate suit. Accurate.
That's great. I'm super stoked about that.
You seen Flash's remarks? I think it was Flash. It may have been MJ talking, but he's the Thor and Iron Man rolled into one. I kind of see it in a way.
Yeah.
But except for repulsors, it's green smoke. Maybe it's Snoop Dogg in there.
That's where he gets his power. Mystical power of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. That pretty much the breakdown.
It's all the stuff that we were able to really catch on to.
Yeah. We did watch the trailer a few times.
More than a few.
Oh yeah.
You
gotta know your stuff. So that's going to lead into our next thing, some new stuff.
Yeah, we're expanding a little bit. We have acquired a new microphone.
Turtle Beach brand. Tell you a little bit about this mic. We've had our eyes on it for quite a while.
He spotted it.
So we finally made the purchase. Went to go buy it. We checked the source, turtlebeach.com. Then we checked Amazon. And got it, their original price new, $71. We've seen one available option for like new, and we bought it for $57 in all after tax. So
not bad.
This is our first time opening this box.
We've cut the tape. That's all we've done preemptively.
And so we're going to see, it's kind of heavy, we're going to see if it's not a...
Could be a brick. Maybe we got a brick.
Not a box full of rocks. So we're going to just pull this out here. Ooh, boy.
Okay. It's purty.
It is very purty. You take that and take the instructions there. And this is the swivel.
Oh. Wow. Feels sturdy. Oh. We'd also like to make an announcement. We're thinking about hiring an intern. And by hiring an intern, I mean kidnapping someone and forcing them to do things for us.
But we pay them food.
We're not doing good at that. But, oh. Okay, so this is the assembly.
We are going to assemble this as we record this as well. Why not?
It won't make us look bad at all. probably going to make us look bad.
We are all streamers. Yes, we are, Turtle Beach.
Yes, we
are.
Ooh, we got a sticker.
Actually, I would take that. First sticker for the computer.
Well, if I can't talk about the fact that you exist, how can I acknowledge what you're holding up?
Fine.
We officially have an intern. He just accepted the job.
We do have, this is his first work for us.
I don't know that that's going to work well at all. He's a friend of ours. We pay him in food. So far, we've done terribly.
But he's our photo editor and quite possibly our future video editor.
And our edgy millennial.
Yes, very edgy millennial. There's a reason why we won't put him on screen currently. Just earn that right.
He would offend you.
We'll be offended. Either one.
I don't think that's very nice. I quit.
You can't quit.
You can't quit. There's no paperwork. How you doing over there?
Doing good. Actually, I don't think this was ever opened.
Well, the table on top was pretty dang hard to get into.
And it was.
So we're supposed to have 2 screws. You got any screws?
I haven't come across any screws.
I'm going to go ahead and get your swivel here.
But I have things right here.
That's
labeled F.
That's a good sturdy swivel.
And G.
F, okay. I got F.
This is the USB.
I got G. This is the mic boom adapter.
Here's the base.
Just gonna leave that back.
Ooh, that's a
Is that what's so
base.
heavy? Ooh.
That's a good heavy base.
Well, heck of a paperweight.
That is a good paperweight. I don't see any screws though. Do you see screws?
I got a locking cap and 2 adjustment knobs in D. Do you have a D package?
I didn't see a D package.
I've got a G package here that is different.
Had to make it.
No, I don't accept.
I do not see a D package.
I refuse to have walked into that one so easily. Okay, so these are the adjusting knobs. How does this thing go together? Oh. Get the locking cap. This thing, this goes in the bottom. Goodbye, bubble wrap. I loved you so.
Oh, there we go. Right there.
And then this thing screws down into it. Oop. Don't cross thread it.
You never want to cross thread.
Never cross the streams.
If you don't.
Okay, so it's there.
I feel like we put this.
It doesn't turn, does it?
Here.
Yeah. And then we just find the hole on the other side there.
So I got mine in.
Might just come up. There we go. It's my own fault. Couldn't find it. This makes for great video.
It is.
Us turning knobs on a mic. You all should feel honored. I didn't read the instructions at all.
Just kind of went with it.
Yeah, they seem pretty simple. It's got a lot of settings, so it has 4 settings. The Turtle Beach Stream Mic has 4 settings. You have the polar patterns, which are called cardioid, bidirectional, hypercardioid, and omnidirectional.
Ooh.
Cardioid is almost like one direction, but it also kind of bubbles out to get any extra sound from the periphery. Bidirectional is straight across, both sides. Hypercardioid is for noisy rooms. It's just like cardioid, but it's a tighter cone. And then omnidirectional means it just opens up and listens to everything around it.
There we go. We officially have a Turtle Beach podcast streaming mic.
It's a USB connection. You just plug it directly into your device and go to town. Huh.
With a cool sticker. And that's it.
You just have to plug it into a USB port on your Xbox.
In the Xbox?
If you wanted to. You just literally...
It has a PlayStation 4 and a PC setting, so I found use it for PC. So there we go.
It's pretty nifty.
Might do a review of this video later of even using it.
Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised.
very cool. It's
I
very
like it a lot.
sleek.
It is. It is.
Very sleek.
What's that, Mike?
Very, very heavy. Like, it does make a paperweight.
I don't know, make one heck of a paperweight.
Semi-expensive paperweight.
Yeah, kinda.
But yeah, there we go. And we're just gonna keep it right there. I like the way it looks.
Let's talk to the mic, Sonny.
There we go. Kind of looking like a old-fashioned sports broadcasting mic. Not to segue.
That's the smoothest segue we've done all night.
Our championship round for NFLs this week.
Okay, so let's talk about last week.
I don't want to talk about last week.
Last week we got every prediction right except for half of them.
Two out of four.
Chiefs Colts game. We both had the Chiefs over the Colts. We were correct.
Yes.
Dominic had 37-34 for the score.
Mhm.
I had 24-17 for the score. Final score was 31-13.
Correct.
Rams over the Cowboys.
Mhm.
We both picked that one correctly. Dominic had 31-24 for the scores. I had 34-20 for the scores. Final score was 30-22. Very close.
Very close.
Very close. Next game, we have the Patriots over the Chargers. Dominic called it wrong. He wanted the Chargers to win. I wanted them to, but I knew the Patriots would win. He had 38-33 for the scores. I had 28-24. Final score of the game, 41-28.
Yeah, definitely wasn't close in that score at all.
Nah. And then last one, we predicted Eagles over Saints. It came out Saints over Eagles.
It was a good game, though. That's all I had hoped for.
Wasn't a
for the
blowout.
game. Was not a blowout. Good game. It came down to whoever had the ball last and
Yep.
whoever made the last mistake, and truly how it was. Very heartbreaking.
Dominic had 30-28 on the scores. I had 34-31. Final score for the game was 20-14.
It was a very good game. Very good game.
So this week, like today,
Yes.
we have the conference championships.
We have Rams at the Saints.
Rams at the Saints. I've got the Rams.
I have the Saints. Saints. I gotta take the Saints in this one. You know, they are the home team.
They're the home team, and honestly, the Saints have been. This has been a career record-setting season for a lot of the people on the Saints team, and I think they have the potential to do it. But I've got the Rams.
I mean, the Rams did go out and buy their team pretty much this year. They had a lot of acquisitions this year, trades, free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, they're in win now mode, and this is kind of what they wanted to get to. Their end goal was Super Bowl. They're a game away from that, but that high-powered offense with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and little touches of Mark Ingram every once in a while. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop.
It is.
They put up 20 unanswered against the Eagles. So, and the Rams defense, it's proven themselves. But the last time they played, it was a shootout, and the Saints came out on top. So I'm gonna have to go with the Saints again. That home field advantage just gets it there.
Fair enough. My score is 38-27 for the game.
For me, I have 33-28.
33-28.
33-28 Saints. Last but not least, Patriots and Chiefs.
Patriots and the Chiefs.
There's a reason why this game is the primetime game for the week.
Of course.
This is going to be the game to remember, and I'm calling it. You got the aging Brady heading west to a cold, possibly snowy KC, taking on the young Mahomes and a very talented roster. He has so many options. Even with the dismissal of Kareem Hunt, he has led this team very well through the playoffs. With that being said, got the Chiefs over the Patriots.
Got the Patriots over the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to let themselves lose. I don't.
And honestly, I don't put it out of the range of the Patriots to win, but I just feel like the Chiefs have got it going right now.
I mean,
they've refound themselves after Kareem Hunt's.
Same for the Saints. Both teams stand just as much of a chance.
Oh yes, they've proven themselves.
I mean,
all
they're-
year long. That's why they're in the conference championship.
Yep.
But I
think the Patriots got it. I'm putting it close though.
I am a bit biased because I do have a personal hatred for the Patriots.
No love here.
No.
I just don't like to lie to myself.
So, but yeah, I can't rule Brady and the Patriots out just yet. But I do think it's the Chiefs game. And with that being said, the first game of the year was a 83-point game combined.
Wow.
With whoever had the ball last winning the game. With 43-40, Patriots won. And in Foxborough, with being in Kansas City, they're both going to be high-powered. Even though I know there's going to be some weather, I still think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Though we're going to find a way to score.
Oh yeah.
So my final prediction is 38-35.
Mine is 33-32.
That is a close game.
That's a close game, but I think it's going to come to that. That's how much faith I have in the Chiefs.
I feel like that right there is Gostowski winning it for him. That's if you go by your score. Then again, 3-point swing for me as well. You got a 3-point swing either way.
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm calling it. The Chiefs Patriots game is going to be one to remember. Just like the Rams and Chiefs game in the regular season was one to remember. This one's going to be even better.
I think so.
This is going to be almost a passing of the torch game, maybe, if Mahomes beats Brady. So, a lot of speculation if a couple of Patriots going to be returning next year. So, is this going to be the last game?
This could be the last one, last chance at the Super Bowl for them.
I mean,
as the unit they are.
Yes. So, just got to wait and see on that.
Play it by ear.
With that being said, that wraps up this week's breakdown, recaps, and whatnots.
The stuff that we wanted to bring to you.
Yeah. You can go ahead and follow us on YouTube here.
Obviously.
Subscribe, get the notifications, know when we're going live in future projects.
Of course. Twitter, @NerdRidge.
And on Instagram, @BlueRidgeNerdNetwork. This is Blue Ridge Nerd Network signing off. I'm Dom.
I'm Luke.
Y'all have a nice night.